Businesses in townships in that province are battling to survive in the midst of the second surge of the COVID-19 pandemic, and local authorities are looking at ways to help them stay afloat. Premier Alan Winde will be visiting several of these small businesses. I want to bring in SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah, who's working this story for us. She's live for us in Khayelitsha. Vanessa, very good morning to you. What are you learning at this hour?
Blaine, a very good morning to you as well. And yes, as you rightfully said there just now, that the COVID-19 pandemic, as well as the subsequent lockdown, has had a major impact on most businesses, but specifically small businesses who've been struggling, of course, with the various restrictions and the difficulties around COVID-19. But I'm at a cycling shop, really. It's called Culture Cycles. It's in the heart of Khayelitsha. And at this moment, Premier Alan Winde is, of course, visiting this business, which opened in the middle of a pandemic. If I can just bring you in here very quickly, Premier. Cycling close to your heart, but also close to your heart is small businesses. Here we have a group of entrepreneurs who've started this business, and they seem to be doing very well at this point in time. Just your view on the tenacity during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Absolutely, and I really celebrate entrepreneurs, especially people who've got the guts to start something in the middle of a pandemic. And we've got to manage the pandemic, but we've also got to get back to work. We've got to save jobs. And I'm here celebrating entrepreneurs, and specifically at Link Cycling. Of course, I do enjoy cycling myself. But it also makes sense.
Right.
It's a time where we're trying to find this new normal while we're waiting for vaccines. It's much healthier to be on a bicycle. And if you can commute to work on a bicycle, we need to move to commuting. I always think about how many people commute around the world in much worse climates than we've got. This is the perfect place for commuting. So, and of course, that's exactly what Cindy is talking about how it's not only about exercise and sport, but it's also about mobility and transport. And then, of course, overlaid with starting a business in the middle of a pandemic. And you can already hear the number of jobs, but you can already hear the other businesses that are coming to cluster around this, and that's really exciting for me.
Premier, the support that your office and your government, you've always been very supportive of small businesses. What kind of assistance can you offer a business such as Culture Cycles?
So it was the first question I asked, so what interaction with our economic development guys? And apparently there has already been some discussion with them. We were also talking about mechanic training. How do we get qualifications that's global best practice? Because we have internationals also coming out here, and I want people to say, well, hang on a second, the best service my bike's ever had in the world. I'm an international cyclist, and it happens right here in Khayelitsha. And of course, we have got our own heroes who've also been here, and you can cyclists here as well. I think about Nicholas Dlamini, who's on the world stage, and Nick, this is also close to his heart. He started cycling here, and it's so nice to see when he comes back to South Africa how he links in with the young guys here. So it really is, it's about creating dreams, it's about creating opportunity, building jobs, and we need to see how we can work together to make sure we enable that environment.
Thank you so much, Premier Alan Winde, of course, just giving us an update on one small business that managed to not just survive, but seemingly thrive in the middle of COVID-19, Culture Cycles here in Khayelitsha in the Western Cape.
All right, Vanessa, thank you very much indeed for your reporting. Appreciate it. Vanessa Poonah live for us in the Western Cape. So some independent schools